just see. Cool. Okay, I'm ready.
Well, welcome to the visitors. We have an amazing chiropractor in our group, Dr. Melissa Crago with Life Chiropractic. Take it away, Dr. Melissa.
Thank you, Lori. I'm super excited to give my presentation today. I think I have way more information than I'm going to have time for, but I'm going to do my best. So a first little slide about getting to know me. I've had lots of things that I've done over the years. My current life is here on the right-hand side. This is a picture of my office and my beautiful family and my son and my partner. On the left-hand side, some of my past experiences. I did a lot of acrobatics. I traveled to Brazil doing capoeira. I directed an artist residency in Switzerland where I shaved my head. I played rugby in Uganda, and I've also directed a pirate acrobatic dance group. Just a little variety, and these are little things that I'm happy to have you ask me about in one-to-ones. So I am in the business of restoring hope and restoring life, and in the business of love. So the really common things that we see come into the office, things like neck pain, back pain, hip pain, knee pain, this pain, that pain, things that you might not know about, things like sleep apnea, snoring, kids with asthma, TMJ, vertigo, whiplashes, concussion. We deal with kids with autism, and I also can really help pregnant women and having both problems with pain, but also problems, just normal healthy pregnancy, helping labors be better and easier. Some things that I often hear are things like, I was able to really enjoy my vacation because I wasn't in pain anymore. I feel like myself again. I can breathe, I can sleep, all kind of really important things. And one of the most common things is I hear from people is when we start the process, they feel like they have hope again, where they didn't before. Ooh. There we go. So what is chiropractic and why does it work? So chiropractic is literally translated to done by hand. And so the question is, what is done by hand? We do adjustments, and adjustments removes what we call subluxations. And so people are like, well, what's a subluxation and why are we removing it? So my logo came from a picture of my hand holding a ball of light. And so I translate subluxation to be less light expression. And so when you have misalignments of your spine, it interferes with the communication between your brain and your body. And that's what a subluxation is when the body isn't able to function normally, function optimally because of misaligned vertebra putting pressure on the nervous system. And so we ask then, well, what happens to the body when it's subluxated? And I say bad things. Bad things happen. So the first thing that happens is when the vertebrae are out of line, it actually sends incorrect information or bad information or pain information up to the brain. And what does the brain do is it goes into defense physiology. So I want everybody for a moment to do your best Quasimodo impression and like lean forward, curl your shoulders forward, bring your head forward. And if you were just to like hang out like that, like what does it feel like? So this is like a flexion protection. But what happens over time is when we literally will get stuck this way. And that's a bad thing. A second thing that happens when the body is subluxated is inflammation. And we know inflammation is pain, it's red and it's hot, and it can happen in all of your joints, which is a very common reason why people show up is because they have pain somewhere. And that can be because of inflammation that's released into the body. Another thing that people may not know about is stress hormones get released when the body is out of alignment. And that can do things like mess with your blood pressure, create anxiety and depression and headaches. It's going to mess with your breathing. That's where like asthma comes in. It can just mess with all of your functions. So subluxation it's the misalignment of vertebra, and it interferes with communication between the brain and the body, and it messes up your function. The other thing that I think is really important is it can mess with your autonomic balance. And so this is a chart that I have in my office. And so what I like to point out is my little pointer here is you've got green nerves and yellow nerves that innervate all of your organs. And what happens is people sometimes know about fight or flight versus rest and digest, and that's our parasympathetic versus our sympathetic system. We get stuck in the sympathetic of that fight or flight. It's literally like we're running away from a tiger and we can't stop. What we don't know about the rest and digest system is also where our immune system lives. It's also where our social engagement system lives. It's also where like the normal balancing of mood lives. So when we adjust people, we help balance that fight or flight, that rest and digest, the immune system, social engagement, and move all starts to balance and improve.
5 minutes right there, my friend, 5 minutes.
Thank you. So that's a polyvagal theory, long discussion that we could have in a one-to-one. So what makes the roots go down and the leaves go up? The innate intelligence of the body. We were 2 cells that became 1 trillion cells that, you know, your heart beats, your lungs breathe, everything is controlled and coordinated in optimal normal function. And that is what chiropractors call the innate intelligence of the body. If you plant a seed and you water it and it has good nutrients and soil and sun, it grows and it blossoms. And so when our body is in alignment, our innate intelligence is on board and we give it good water and good food and good exercise and sunlight, we grow and blossom as well. So there's over 1 billion chemical reactions that happen in every cell every second, and your brain is like the conductor of a symphony that controls and coordinates everything. And so if somebody can't see the conductor, one part can come out and disrupt the harmony of the whole. So what do? We do adjustments. And it's when people come in, we do an analysis of their spine and they lay down on the table and we put those vertebra back in place and restore the innate intelligence. And so here's a few measures that we use in the office. So I have temperature, and we can run temperatures on the vertebra, and it measures the inflammation of the nerves as they exit the spine. And this is a measure of how people get better. They come in, they're red and they're hot and they're pain, and after a while they get better. We take x-rays. They're crooked, their heads are leaning forward, and then over time they start to get straighter and more in line, more ease in the body. This is a slide we're gonna just not talk a whole lot about, but a lot of things happen at birth and in our childhood. And so when people come to us, we don't even realize how we got that way because it's just been going on in our bodies for so long. And that's why we see kids. We remove the stress and we keep it off long enough to allow the body to heal. And then we maintain that alignment for the maximal expression of life throughout life. Most people don't get care early enough, and they don't get enough care to achieve lasting results. So our goal is womb to tomb, lasting care throughout life. And so this is just a couple of
2 minutes,
testimonials. Man, I went fast. That's awesome. I got through all of it. So Dr. Crago is a bone whisperer. She's strong and gentle, knowledgeable, and intuitive. She connects with my needs and explains everything she's doing so that I feel empowered in my body. My neck and back feel less stressed. My wrists no longer throb. Migraines are far and few between, and I sleep better. And one thing that I really liked about this second testimonial was that a lot of people accept pain and dysfunction as part of their life, as part of normal. When we focus on the cause, that underlining misalignment, that miscommunication between brain and body, and we get things back on track, things change and their lives improve. And we've been able to see improvements in people that weren't able to get it anywhere else. So thank you all for your time. I think I maybe have a minute.
You have a minute.
If anybody has any comments or questions, we've got 1 minute.
Awesome presentation. Thank you.
That's enough time to tell us what polyvagal means.
Polyvagal theory. Randy, you and I will have a one-to-one. We do plenty of writing fodder there.
I just want to give a testimonial to Dr. Melissa. I've been seeing her for a couple of years now, and she's been working on my son who has this, is it Osgood Schlatter? Is that what it is, Dr. Melissa? It's a strange little bone growth. It's part of just the growth of a kid. And we